Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tank's Cooks. Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tank's Cooks. It's time once again for Tank's Cooks. All right. It's time to go a little Chicago here. You know, I don't have any dark glasses right now, and we're not on the road in a old cop car, but we are heading to Chicago. You know, Chicago, a toddling town. Yes, that's right. The town that Billy Sunday couldn't shut down. But the McCaskey family has certainly done it. The McCaskey family has certainly done a great job in shutting down Chicago. We're going to be making an Italian Chicago beef. This is from the Barstool office, you know, and J.P. Graziano, famous Italian grocery store out there. Established in 1937, they've been making the Italian beef sandwiches, and now you can make it at home. They have this kit brought from the Barstool office in Chicago. You know, they have everything you need. They have the Gardenia. They have the all the Italian beef seasoning. And what we'll be doing is we're making the Italian beef sandwiches. And this is something that you need 8 hours in a crock pot. Now, before we start the crock pot, we got to actually boil the beef broth, and that's what we're going to do right here. We got the beef broth. We're going to put that in a pot. Now, I like throwing little bouillon cubes in here to help make the broth a little richer. So we're going to make the broth just a little richer by putting these bouillon cubes in. Bouillon cubes. Sometimes it's difficult to unwrap these stupid things. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. And now we have to drop this whole bottle in here, this whole bottle of the Italian seasoning. Oh, there's bay leaves in here. Huh. Interesting. All right, now we're going to put this on the stovetop, and we're going to bring this to a roaring boil. Roaring boil. Roaring boil. And it's going to take a few minutes to get everything up to a roaring boil. Roaring boil. Roaring boil. And what we'll do in the meantime is we'll start preparing the beef, which we'll be putting into the crock pot. What we're going to do now is, while we're waiting for that to boil, we're going to start preparing the meat. Now I'm using a little less meat than they say to use, but you know, I'm going to use what we're going to eat. And this is 2 2/3 pounds of London broil. A little different meat than it says it's, but you know, I think this is a better quality meat. So, and there's less fat, so we don't have to worry about trimming the damn fat. Look at that. And we're supposed to cut this into chunks. Now, before we cut this into chunks, what I always like doing is doing my favorite spices, which of course is accent. I put this shit on everything. Because you know, accent, it wakes up the food flavors. So right now I'm getting the food flavors to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. The fruit flavors with accent. And well, might as well just use the rest of this. Now I need to buy more accent. I'm going to put a little lemon pepper on here. Just a little. Not going to overwhelm it. And a little bit of garlic powder. You notice I like spicing both sides. Now we'll cut this meat into, I'm going to cut it into 6, I guess. Or it says 5, but I'll do it into 6. cut that meat. Cut that meat. Yes, that's right, we're cutting the meat. Come on, here we go. Pulling it apart, putting it in the Crockpot. Into the Crockpot you go. Don't you know we're gonna put you in the Crockpot? Do this thing, cut that well. Here we go. Come on. Just a little bit of chunk that likes to hang on there. A little bit of muscle memory, I guess. Cutting up the meat. Alright. Now, shake up this gardenia. Shaking up the gardenia. What's in here is like a variety. It's got green peppers, celery, red peppers, cauliflower, carrots, olives, vegetable oil, salt, distilled vinegar, spices, and capsicum. So hopefully the vinegar doesn't have too bad of taste. Sometimes pure vinegar, I cannot eat pure vinegar. Just even the smell of it. But what we'll do is we'll pour this all over the meat. La, 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 la. Now we just have to wait for our pot to boil. And since a watched pot never boils. Well, here we go. Look at this. That is what you call a roaring boil. So now we'll be getting ready to baptize the meat. Oh, 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 baptize the meat, baptize the meat, baptize the meat, baptize the meat. All right, now it's gonna be 8 hours till we eat. Let's get this bay leaf at the top here. We put it into the crock pot. We set it on low, and we set it and forget it, so to speak. 8 hours is what it's gonna take to cook this crock pot. And we're gonna see how easily this breaks apart for our Italian beef sandwiches. So we'll take the lid of the crock pot. It's been cooking for 8 hours. La da da da. Boom. Oh, it's already falling apart. Look at that. Boom. 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 Boom, boom. I think that's all the beef. Ooh, here's a little piece that just has got there with the little bay leaf. There. Da, 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 da. Do I see any more in here? Is that it? Yep, I think that's pretty much it. So now we got the beef in this little glass bowl, and now we have to start getting ready to break it apart. And what we'll do is get 2 forks. And sometimes 2 forks are better than 1. Look at that. Look how it's falling apart. With just forks, just a little bit of pressure. Just a little bit of pressure gets it apart. Just a little bit of pressure. 8 hours of cooking. I'll put this aside. I thought I would need that, but I didn't. Get a nice little plate out. And we'll get a nice little grinder. Because we're going to be grinding these sandwiches into our mouths in a few minutes. Get a little knife here to cut the bread. Zoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. La-da-da-da-da-da. Ya-da-da-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-ba-bum-ba-bum. I like taking this little bread out to like create a groove in my bread. The meat's been swimming in all day, and put it on the bread. La-di-dee, la-di-dee, la-di-dee. You could also, if you really scoop it, get out some of that gardenia. And if you want, there's uncooked gardenia that you could always add as just a little bit extra. Or a little bit of slicing mozzarella. You put it on here. Slicing mozzarella. Slicing mozzarella. Slicing moose. Slicing mozzarella. Put one there. Put one there. What we'll do is we'll grab some of this beef, if the towel lets it alone. Put it on the sandwich. Put it on the sandwich. Put it on the sandwich. And there we go. Some nice sweet potato fries to go alongside of it. Sweet potato fries. Get a little swap for that. Get a nice drink out, and we're gonna give Alrighty, here we go. Tastes just like what you get at Portillo's in Chicago. Thank you to all the guys who sent this to me from JP Graziano in the Chicago office. Very spicy too. It's a kick to it. You can feel the heat simmering. I think this is a triumph. Till next time, keep watching Tanks Cooks.